everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all types of topics related to narcissism. So if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I would really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up. It's a free way you can help me out. And definitely don't forget to leave a comment because I like to read what you have to say. So I've heard it said that the hardest thing besides being married to a narcissist is divorcing a narcissist. And I can definitely see where that comes from because divorcing a narcissist is no joke. By the time you're in the divorce process, the narcissist is a vile, nasty piece of trash who wants to make your life absolute hell. But when you think about it, there's really no difference between that and how they were with the marriage. But it was worse in the marriage because you didn't know. So many of us didn't know who we were married to at the beginning. So here we are believing we're married to somebody that loves us, believing we're in a relationship with somebody who cares, when all along they were lying, cheating, and stealing behind our backs. When you're divorcing the narcissist, yeah, they're going to be nasty and mean because that's who they are, but you can anticipate it and you know who they are. So it's not like you think that you're divorcing some kind person like you believed you were married to at one point. You're divorcing the real them, and getting out of the entanglement, getting out of the marriage is going to be the greatest gift you can give to yourself. So it's almost like, you know, if you're really sick, like say you had cancer and you had to go through chemotherapy and it's horrible and miserable and you're throwing up and you're losing your hair. At the end of it though, if you're healed, it was all worth it. So think of it like that way with the narcissist. At the end, when you're free, it will all be worth it. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to get through the divorce process, how to will yourself through it. I'm going to begin though by giving you a little update on what's going on with my divorce. And it's actually, I find this a little bit amusing, something my ex tried to do when he was really showing his true colors to everybody. I don't know if he realized this or not. So what was going on with my divorce, the next step was mediation. So we were supposed to have a mediation scheduled for May 23rd, but that didn't work out for something with the attorneys. So then it was supposed to be, I think it was May 16th or 17th. It was supposed to be next week. Now, for those of you that know the story with my attorney, you know I do not get in touch with her easily. So I was starting to get a little bit stressed out about that because that's next week and I'm supposed to work. And I'm like, well, am I supposed to take a day off? What am I supposed to do? So I'm trying to get in touch with my attorney. I didn't want to take the day off if I didn't need to. But then again, I was already scheduled. It was a mess. I was actually kind of stressed out about that. So finally, I heard back from my attorney and the mediation is now set for June 6th. But my attorney sent me all these emails that went back and forth between her, my ex's attorney, and the mediator. And they were kind of funny to me. Like they really were just amusing because my ex was showing his true colors. So for those of you that don't know, I don't live near my ex. I live 1,000 miles away. So an in-person mediation is not possible. Everybody knows that. But my ex was trying to insist that this mediation could only be in person. Now, my attorney also told me that almost all mediations are on Zoom now anyway, so hardly anybody actually goes for an in-person one. But my ex was insisting it had to be this way. But that seemed to be confusing the mediator. So on one hand, I found that funny. On the other hand, it concerns me a little bit because maybe this mediator just doesn't get it, like who my ex is. So here's the mediator is saying things in the emails like, well, it seems to be that there's an issue with so-and-so's client. He can only do an in-person mediation. Why is that? And then a couple emails later, there still seems to be the issue with the attorney so-and-so's client. Why is he insisting on an in-person mediation? It would make things easier for everybody if we could do this on Zoom. So obviously he was pushed into doing it on Zoom because then the next one, it was all set on Zoom. But I think for it to work on Zoom, my attorney had to say that she needed it to be on Zoom. It wasn't because I live 1,000 miles away. So the thing with my ex, why else would he say this? It's only to irritate me, only to make my life difficult. People only do it on Zoom anyways. And here he is trying to insist that I have to come 1,000 miles to sit with him and talk about this mediation. But it was funny because at one point, no, I knew by the time this happened, by the time I got these emails, I mean, I guess that's a good thing with my attorney not getting back to me right away. I never had a moment of stress where I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to go to New Hampshire, because by the time I found out, the whole thing was done with. But Joe was funny at one point. He said, Sharon, who cares? So you go in New Hampshire? He's like, then you can sit there and then it'll definitely come up, where are the kids? And you can just say, oh, they're with my boyfriend. It was kind of funny. It did make me laugh. But the thing about a narcissist is that, when you're dealing with a narcissist, it does help to find humor in the situation. That's something I've discovered with my kids as well. The three of us, particularly my daughter and I, we often joke about my ex, things he's done. The main thing we talk about a lot is when my ex tried to get me arrested, which was not a funny day at all. My ex was banging his head against the wall over and over, and I called the police because I was afraid. And when the police came over, my ex tried to say that I did it, that I was the one who threw him into a wall. So it's kind of like this running joke with my daughter and I, particularly my son too, to a degree. Even with Joe, we always joke about me being like this vicious woman who, I'm very small, but apparently I can lift up a 300-pound man with one hand because I was talking on the phone with the other one, and I was smashing his head against the wall. So I said to Joe so many times, Joe, better watch out. If you mess with me, I'm going to throw you into a wall. So humor helps. It really does, because it lightens the mood and you don't take things so seriously. And when you're dealing with a narcissist, that's really all that you can do, because at their core, when you really think about a narcissist, they're a joke. They're a pathetic person. The other day, somebody left a perfect description of a narcissist in the comments. They said, and shout out to you, Gin Rummy, it's the closest you'll get to the devil without actually dying and going to hell. Now, to people that don't understand narcissists, that will sound ridiculous. But I can tell you something right off the bat. If they think it's ridiculous, they're blessed. Blessed not to know what we know. Anyone who has or had any relationship with a narcissist knows that comment is fact. Narcissists are straight up evil. And I've actually gotten some flack in the comments for saying that. But how else can I describe a narcissist? A narcissist wants to hurt you, enjoys hurting you, plots and plans, wants your life to be as miserable as possible. The pain a narcissist causes is extraordinary. It literally changes you. Some people don't recover. I've watched my children suffer because of things their father has done. I personally was stalked, abused, traumatized, and more, and forced to literally grab my kids and run for our lives. That isn't evil. Once my daughter just thought she saw her father's car. For more than a day, she had a physical reaction. She shook uncontrollably. Now, after a few hours, it settled into her hands. They were still twitching after 24 hours. PTSD. Narcissists are a living nightmare. How else can you describe somebody like this but evil? So yeah, people that say that I'm wrong or I'm uneducated and I shouldn't say that the narcissist is evil, I stand 100% behind saying that a narcissist is evil, because I believe it. If a narcissist isn't evil, what are they? I'm not going to have pity on them. I'm not going to say, oh, poor thing has a mental illness, a personality disorder. I do feel bad for people that have mental illnesses or people that have medical conditions out of their control. Narcissists know what they're doing. And I can prove that by just reminding you that when a narcissist lies, cheats, and steals, they hide it from you. Why would they hide that from you if they didn't know, if they had no idea that they shouldn't do these things? They hide it because they know. They just don't care. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how to will yourself through the divorce. Attitude is crucial. You have a say in what happens to you. So many of us are used to the narcissist controlling us. Getting the strength necessary for the divorce is proof that you're not weak and spineless. So just like I just said, a narcissist is evil because they know what they're doing. There's the proof. They're hiding it. You having the strength to actually go through the divorce is proof that you are stronger than you think you are. We have to man or woman up. We know ahead of time the narcissist is going to make the divorce as difficult as possible. So expect that. So far, the best thing I've done is gone no contact. Now, Joe did this first with his ex. He has zero communication with her, no matter what she says or does. And I want to tell you something. Joe's ex is particularly nasty, vicious, and threatening. She has texted things to Joe that I don't know if I could have avoided not texting back. They are terrible. Joe has been silent no matter what. That gives Joe freedom, and his ex has no control. She doesn't know what he's thinking. She doesn't know what he's doing. He took his power back. So can you. So can I. I'm doing this with my ex now. Now, I have not, when I left New Hampshire, I did have to send him an email that my attorney wrote, tell him what had happened. After that, I haven't communicated with him. And the thing about my ex, he doesn't know this, that for the last year, I actually haven't been communicating with him anyways. My attorney wrote the email that I sent him in December. Joe has actually written every email or text that I've sent my ex in the last year, so he doesn't even know this. But now there's nothing. I don't respond. Joe doesn't respond. We don't respond to anything. When he sends me emails, I say nothing, not one thing. I cannot tell you how good that is to do. It gives you control. My ex cannot stand it. Joe's ex cannot stand it. So you have this little bonus side effect of upsetting the ex, but that's not really what this is about. This is about you having control. When we were with the narcissist, all of us, we kind of like acquiesced to the narcissist, trying to make them happy, trying to make the marriage better, trying to fix this, trying to fix that. We didn't know that it was impossible to do that. Once we have the strength to actually get out, we don't have to ever communicate with them ever again. Any necessary communication can be done through an attorney. You don't have to do anything. It is an incredible feeling. Now, I also want to discuss attorneys. If you can afford a great lawyer, go for it. It will make your life easier for sure. But I really want to say, if you are like me and you were robbed blind by the narcissist and have a sort of lawyer, don't worry about that too much. Divorce is actually kind of a joke. It's always no fault. Everything is split 50 and 50. The law is the law. Now, lawyers are a benefit. I'm not trying to say don't have a lawyer. If you can afford a lawyer, definitely get a lawyer. Definitely get a lawyer because a lawyer can sniff out things your ex is hiding. But my point here is really for somebody who's financially strapped. If you're not, definitely get a lawyer, the best one you can get, because really it would help you out if somebody was holding your hand and guiding you through this, because divorce is a difficult process. But if you can't, keep in mind the main prize, what you're going for. For me, I want freedom. I want my ex out of my life. I want him out of my kids' lives. I want half the house because it's mine. I want child support because my ex stole money from my kids. I want what's mine, and the law will give me that whether I have an attorney or not, whether I have a good attorney or not. Definitely look into what to expect. I really thought my attorney was going to guide me on that. She hasn't. Even with the mediation, some of you and Joe have described the mediation to me. I didn't know this. My lawyer didn't tell me. And I've had some freak out moments. Joe's wiped my tears, held me while I vented, and a few times he told me to grow up and get over it. I needed that. And that's a good reminder for all of us. We are one of many. We're not the only ones that have gone through this. Don't forget what a blessing it is to be free. We're going to be free. We're doing it. Think about the people that are still stuck. We are doing it. It's the biggest blessing ever. For me, and I know not everybody does this, not everybody feels this way, I am relying on God in a way that I never have before. I'm using biblical principles and common sense. I look at it this way. God hasn't let me down yet, and I trust he won't let me down now. I know that God got me out of this entanglement with my ex. It is a bona fide miracle that I got out of this entanglement. But because it happened to me, I know it can happen to you as well. God really rescued me. He got me out of hell. So I trust that he's going to get me through the entire process. All of us, we are on the road to freedom. Even if you're still with the narcissist, you know who you're dealing with. The worst thing is when we're in an entanglement, we're married, we're in a relationship, and we don't know who we're with. We are literally sleeping with the enemy. Our life isn't over. It's just beginning. We have a whole life ahead of us. Narcissists are going to make life miserable if they can, but the truth is that a narcissist can only make our life miserable if we let them. So we have to go into this knowing, okay, the narcissist is going to make our life miserable. They're going to do everything that they can. But the law is the law. Everything's pretty much split 50-50. Things that you have to negotiate with, like with my ex, with the kids, the law is on your side with that as well, particularly if you have an older child. But my advice to you is stay calm. Never let the narcissist see that they've upset you, because they will grab that and run with it. All of us are going through a difficult time in our life. Either we're with a narcissist or we're getting rid of a narcissist. Either way, it's very difficult. But just keep in mind, we're on the road to freedom. We're going to do it. We're going to get out of this. It's going to be okay. It's going to be over. And then we're going to be on the road to recovery. And we have our whole life ahead of us. Life isn't over just because we got divorced. Life isn't over just because we're starting over. That's us beginning. And we can have anything that we want. I really do believe in God. He has rescued me time and time again. And I can't wait to see what God has in store for me. I can't wait to see what God has in store for you. All of us, we can get through this. We will get through it. Our attitude determines everything. We can't always control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. So remember that. We're in control of ourselves, and we have a beautiful life to live. So I hope this helped. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you guys on Friday. And Joe has had a very busy week, but we're going to do a little quick video. I'm hoping to do it tonight because I have something fun to announce. I was going to say a contest. It's not a contest. My daughter keeps reminding me that. She's like, it's not a contest, it's a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway. So we're going to announce that soon. That's the little surprise that Joe and I are doing. So look for that, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I will see you on Friday.